So, Mike, when I say those two words, Game 7, what does it mean to you?
Sleepless night. Justin Williams.
He can't play for either of these teams.
I know, but I mean, that was my feeling. Honestly, it's out of your control and management, and it's especially this time of year. We were just talking a little bit. It's like it's not like you're just sitting around the pool waiting for the puck to drop. I mean, and obviously it's a privilege to be the two of the last teams standing, but there's so much else going on. I mean, teams are arriving in Vegas, getting ready for a draft that have been preparing for months. You see some of these big trades that have dropped, and clearly I just look at a team like Edmonton in particular. Like Florida's staff is all locked up and fine, but obviously with the changes that are going to be coming in Edmonton, and knowing that you might be hoisting the Stanley Cup tonight and buying out Jack Campbell at breakfast. It's a different feeling altogether, I think, for this nut. But it's at least it's been a fun series to watch, and I think that's the best thing. And we never, our two cups, fortunately, we were never in the first 3 rounds. We were up against elimination in Game 7s,
yes,
which were sleepless, but we were never in the final dance, where it's now it's now not just who wins next. I think there's a mental thing on the bench that scores first. It's almost like golf. You're now -1 before the other team's crowned champion. So it's a different type of nerves, but hopefully it should be fun to watch.
The playoffs are almost always about goaltending, and yet the staggering thing is NHL teams seem to forget this fact when the draft comes along. This is the story in this game, I think, is Bobrovsky. No,
it should be Bob, because it's at the beginning it was, you don't really know what you're getting from Skinner, right? You're just waiting for that bad one to go in, and you've got this Bobrovsky that's just basically carried them. He's going to go he's picking up the Conn Smythe, and it's already in his truck. And then all of a sudden the hatches break. And, and it's like, I read something when I got home yesterday that he wasn't at the rink yesterday, which is unusual, I guess, for him, which he might be just taking a mental day break. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. And one guy's making chump change and one guy's making 10 million. So it's amazing, because even in being in draft meetings, Bob, people don't talk about, like, Dean Lombardi had a rule for whatever reason. And I know prior to me arriving, they took Jonathan Bernier, I think 12th overall, but you're just not allowed to bring up a goaltender in the first round. And maybe it was the success of a Jonathan Quick in the 4th, but it's just, they don't feel it's as big a slam dunk anymore getting that polished product in the first round for whatever reason. But you're banging on.
But surely, Mike, Florida up 3-0.
Oh.
It has to be more than just figuring out Sergei Bobrovsky. I mean, this Florida team was in ultimate control. Yeah. There were no pucks in the middle of the ice. Something other than Bobrovsky had to change, correct?
Well, there's obviously, and I guess I'll go back to our San Jose, and although it was first round, and although we were traveling from San Jose to LA and not cross country, and then there wasn't a month off in between games, which is unusual as well. From momentum standpoint, I think the schedule is dramatically favored Edmonton.
Why is that?
I honestly, and it's because when you're down, there's a different. First of all, I think they're a little bit more banged up, so I think those days off.
Florida.
I think Edmonton's a little bit more banged up than so if you let Connor McDavid get 2 extra sleeps, and I think that's a beneficial for them for the amount that they play their superstars. And I also think, I didn't want to believe it when he made that comment about the Buffalo Bills, but if you're once again in the Stanley Cup final and you're starting to see, how can we not put this team away? Something's got to creep in, and those extra days, you got extra time to chew on it. And Edmonton continually has come out, whether it be a shorthanded goal, and early dominate, shot wise and attempt wise, and then it's like, well, here they come again, and then you're kind of looking down the bench, like, where's our A game, and you got to find it, and that's why tonight, I would say, everybody's a cliche, but the first goal tonight is absolutely critical, particularly for the Panthers.